A while back, Wargaming reached out to contributors to ask whether they'd be interested in trying out World of Warplanes 2.0. Being an old plane nut, and having tried World of Warplanes prior to this, I was very interested in what Wargaming had achieved. Since, quite frankly, I don't entirely remember all aspects of how World of Warplanes played out beforehand, I will mostly be treating this as a first impression. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The 2.0 patch brings an entirely new game mode concept to World of Warplanes. To accommodate these changes, all aircraft classes have been rebalanced and an entirely new bomber class has been added to the game. Players can now respawn during battle, bringing World of Warplanes away from the standard one craft, one life concept that was introduced in World of Tanks. The control scheme has also been reworked, making it more intuitive. Topping off these changes are a completely reworked UI and gorgeous new graphics. World of Warplanes, much like its fellow World of Game titles, builds on the 10-tier grind basis. By playing, you gain XP and credits, the first being used to unlock modules in new planes, while the latter is used to buy aircraft, consumables, and modernizations. In addition to the normal premium currency, World of Warplanes is something they refer to as tickets. You can use these to unlock the new bomber class. Currently, there are 3 of these in the game. You gain tickets by playing or by converting gold to tickets. The other 4 classes are unlocked by grinding down each respective tech tree. There is a variety of countries to choose from, with many iconic planes like the Corsair, the Me-262 and the Spitfire. Each class of aircraft has a different role to fill. Fighters are generally nimble and fast, they are very potent dogfighters. Heavy fighters carry strong armament and have superior airspeed. Multi-role aircraft can be fielded to attack both ground and air targets. Attackers primarily focus on destroying ground ordnance, while bombers carry huge payloads that can be dropped from altitude. Instead of having many different game types, World of Warplanes focuses on a single PvE/PvP domination style game mode. Key sectors are placed on the map that must be captured by each team. Hold on a second. What is this? Tier 5 French premium, my ass. The AD-10C clearly comes from Crimson Skies. I always knew the French were true air pirates.
On your left, bogey at 9 o'clock. In front of you, bandit at 12 o'clock.
In all seriousness though, this game is filled with planes that I've never seen or heard of before. Like, what the hell is an IL-40P? And why do I suddenly want to play it now? These are defended by an array of AAA and barrier aircraft. Each team has to destroy a certain amount of aircraft and ground targets in order to capture a sector. Once a sector is captured, it generates a certain amount of points over time. Different sectors offer different bonuses for players. Airfields allow players to spawn or repair their damaged plane in the sector. Factories offer the highest amount of overtime points. Bases fire off missiles at enemy positions. While command centers call in bomber strikes on hostile zones. During the first 7 minutes of a battle, players are able to spawn indefinitely. As the 7-minute mark been reached, a player can no longer respawn. World of Warplanes calls this sudden death mode Squall Line.
That's it. There's no way to break through you now. You're on your own.
No! A match is won if there is no more hostile aircraft remaining, or if a certain amount of points has been reached. The new game mode allows every class of aircraft to effectively take part in battle. Bombers and attack aircraft can engage ground targets, while fighters can focus on downing barrier flights or bomber squadrons, as well as PvP engagements.
Damn it.
Thanks to the respawn system, players no longer need to worry about staying alive in the early game, and can fully focus on playing the objective. By the time 7 minutes have passed, front lines are established. If a team is better at taking out ground targets and capturing zones, the other team can still pull back the match by having better dogfights. All in all, the game mode is well thought out and consideration has been made to make each class feel at home. The game looks very good, models are nicely done, and the textures are, to most part, nice to look at. Maps are fine considering this is an air-focused game. Some of the foliage, though, doesn't really appeal to me. Explosions and smoke effects are quite flat.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus, for that mercy!
Impressive either way, considering this is a DirectX 9 game. I very much like the new UI design. It gives the game a modern feel, though at times I feel underinformed. The game suffers from quite a few frame drops and stutters. This is especially evident when playing in combat over a sector, with AA going off and planes being set on fire. Performance in the hangar also suffers a lot, especially when switching planes or mounting modernizations. I have also had game freezes when tabbing out for a bit and trying to get back in. World of Warplanes 2.0 does feel a lot better than the original. Getting rid of the World of Tanks like design and gameplay feels a lot less constricted. And yes, it doesn't suck anymore. I'd like to see the average player get access to the new bomber class. Acquiring tickets require ridiculous amounts of grinding or spending real money. I also believe that the frame freezes and game stutters should be addressed. Overall, I don't think this is such a major issue, and Wargaming will likely be addressing this in the upcoming patches. The biggest problem with the game right now is that there is not a lot of people playing it, which is probably the reason why contributors have been given access to the game so we can promote it. While this could have easily backfired if the game had not been up to standards, I think that World of Warplanes is very playable. I have certainly enjoyed my time playing the game. Anyway, if you liked what you saw here and you'd like to play the game, you can go ahead and go and download the game from the website. I've also been given a couple of premium planes that I'll be giving away, so if you're interested in that, stick with me till the end of the video. Do you like warplanes? Do you like getting free stuff? Well, here's your chance to win a free Air Cobra or HE-100. Write a comment with your opinion on the current World of Warplanes patch, and you're eligible to win one of these two aircraft. Winners will be announced in a week's time. Godspeed, pilots, and good luck. Behold the mouth